In this episode, you will learn how to attract the love you deserve in 3 easy steps, using the law of attraction. This technique works for men and women alike, and anyone at any age that truly understands how to utilize it, no restrictions included. Be sure to grab your journal to take some good notes, because this video could definitely change your love life forever. Be sure to stay until the end though, because I will be sharing one secret for women that basically guarantee the love of their life. Women who are worried that they will never find a man who falls head over heels for them. She finds romance elusive. Relationships have slipped through her fingers. She does not feel special. She wants a man to passionately pursue her, to romance her. She wants a man that treats her happiness as his greatest priority. You don't want to miss this episode. Be sure to subscribe, and turn those notifications on for similar content to this. I've seen too many people beat themselves up as they learn about the law of attraction and begin to apply it in their lives. Why are they so hard on themselves? Because when their desire doesn't materialize in a few days, they think they aren't doing it right or they don't believe enough. They are under the impression that in order to receive, they must have 100% belief, or no doubt at all. And so they try to convince themselves, and the universe, that they do have 100% belief when, in their heart, they don't. Here's the good news. You don't need 100% belief, just 51% to start the process of receiving all your goals, desires and hopes, or whatever you want in life will start to become your reality. Just believe that it's possible for you to have what you've asked for. All you need to do is tip the scales slightly and you will begin to notice small or big evidence, or synchronicities, or coincidences that your desire is on its way. As you stay in the positive mindset of possibility, possibility grows into probability. Probability grows into belief, and belief grows into certainty. Certainty is the opposite of doubt. If you are certain about something, there is no shadow of doubt that it will happen. This is the frame of mind that you want to obtain. Now, when it comes to relationships, if you provide the law of attraction with only what you don't want, then it is restricted to orchestrating that script over and over. We must give the law of attraction new material to work with. Ask yourself these questions. What do you really want in your relationships? Security? Affection? Loyalty? Companionship? Communication? What specifically? Do you wonder why you keep attracting certain types of people into your life? Are you tired of feeling disappointed in love? Have you ever been blindsided by someone you thought was a friend, or you thought you could trust? Do you feel desperate to find that special person you can live with forever? Here are 3 easy steps of how to attract the love you deserve. Step 1. Make a thorough list of all the characteristics or scenarios of your past relationships that you do not want to experience again. You could just take a fresh sheet of paper and draw a large T on it. Label the left-hand column, I do not want, and the right-hand column, I do want. Ask your inner self or subconscious to remind you of past events that you do not want repeated. Here's a tip if you cannot remember an event specifically. Get into a meditative state and concentrate on how you truly feel when you think about your past relationships. Keep searching until you feel any type of negative emotions such as regret, embarrassment, lack of worthiness, etc. After you find a few, I want you to think about when you felt those emotions for the first time while in your prior or current relationship. When done correctly, you should be able to sharpen your foggy memory on things that you do not want in your new and improved relationship. Next, write a few words about each event that express the essence of that event. Go as far into detail as possible. This is important for the next step. Step 2. Examine each item on the I don't want side and ask yourself this question: if I don't want this, what do I want? One major reason why we keep attracting the same unsatisfactory relationships is because we fail to use the contrast contained in those negative events to get clear about what we do want. This is truly the most important element of attracting the love you deserve. You must provide the contrast of what you do want in just as much, if not more detail as what you do not want. Step 3. Write a detailed script about every element of how you do want your relationships to be. As long as the law of attraction has only the do not want script, it is restricted to orchestrating that script over and over. We must give the law of attraction our new material to work with. By the way, if you've never heard of scripting, it can be defined as a technique used in manifestation, which requires you to sit and journal as if your dreams have already happened, in the past tense. Like a Dear Diary moment for your dream life. Scripting accesses all 4 parts of the brain. The left brain, which deals with words and logic. The right brain, which understands patterns and symbols. The midbrain, which experiences emotions, and the brainstem, which registers physical stimulation. When we write a script, starting with a phrase such as, if I had my way, and use our imagination about that, which feels good to us, we are accessing our right and midbrain. A thought or feeling comes and we translate it into words, using the left brain, that symbolize the thought or feeling, right brain again. Writing the script engages the body, which registers in the brainstem. When all 4 parts of the brain are engaged, a powerful message is delivered to the universe. I like to end my scripts with the phrase, and do this in ways that are for my highest good and the highest good of everyone involved. This is a phrase that helps me let go of how this will all happen, and allows the law of attraction to bring it about in the very best possible way. Remember, the law of attraction brings us precisely what we vibrate. So if we want to experience relationships that are more satisfying, then we must change our dominant vibration to match the experiences that we want to have. Here's a true story from a family man named Tony from New York. Since learning about the law of attraction, I have discovered that there are times when I cannot be the way I'd like to be. This week, I found myself in an impossible situation and I remembered what you said. Instead of starting from a place of certainty, 100% guarantee, start with it's possible. We visited friends in another state this weekend. On our return flight, airport security was so tight, we actually missed our flight by 4 minutes. We arrived at our gate, literally the farthest gate in the airport, with 6 minutes to spare, but they close the aircraft 10 minutes before departure and do not open it for anyone. We were put on the standby list for the next flight, which was full. Every flight after that next one was full, and it was important that we got back to go to work Monday. We both have full schedules, and staying another night was less than ideal. I couldn't bring myself to believe that we were going to get on that next flight as standby. My wife was still freaking out that we missed our previous flight. We had run out of baby food, and my son was getting cranky for a nap. I could not bring myself to believe we were getting on that flight. Booty kept thinking, it's possible. The next thing I know, one of the flight attendants took a liking to my son, and started chatting with my wife, and before you know it, we have literally the last 2 seats on the aircraft, and she arranged it so they were together, and we had a window. Our son sat on our lap. It's still hard to believe I vibrated us onto that aircraft, but I did keep it open as a possibility. So you were right, I only had to believe by 51%. Thank you. Tony G., New York. Leave a comment below about a time that you have received something when you still had doubts about it. Lastly, think about this. Has anyone else ever received a love like what you desire? If so, it is possible that you can have it too. If you can believe, then you can receive. Now for those that have stayed until the end, congratulations, because now you are about to learn the one thing that men secretly crave more than anything else, and it's not what you think. There is a relationship, secret ingredient, that a man craves in order to feel intense, committed love. Without it, he will always keep one foot out the door. If you want to learn this secret, click the link in the description below to become the love that he dreams about.